Now, the high school football picks of the week.
The high school football season just flies on by. Already we're heading into week number 4, week number 2 in conference play. We start our picks in the Summit Athletic Conference where the Northside Legends host the Concordia Cadets. It's a short road trip for Concordia. I don't think it matters. Northside will be a little bit angry after dropping the game against fellow unbeaten Northrop last week, 25-16. And the Northside Legends take care of business on their home field. Give the Legends a 40-14 win over the Cadets.
Inside that man's body is a little child calling out for help.
The 1380 The Fan Game of the Week, presented by Midwest Box Breaks, takes place at Carroll as the Chargers welcome the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Bishop Dwenger had Colin Campbell rush for 107 yards last week with a couple of touchdowns as the Saints rolled up a 46-0 first half lead against the Wayne Generals. Saints ended up rushing for 216 yards as a team. Meanwhile, for Carroll, they're doing it almost exclusively through the air behind junior quarterback Gabe Freisinger, who's already thrown for almost 800 yards at 59% completion percentage through the first 3 games. In fact, on the ground, they've only rushed for 65 total yards in their first 3 games. So is it the aerial attack of Carroll, or is it the ground game of Bishop Dwenger? This could be one heck of a battle. Might be the last team to have the football wins the game. I'll take Carroll, 24-20.
I didn't think it was physically possible, but this both sucks and blows.
The Bishop Luers Knights' offensive futility has now reached 10 straight quarters without a single point. In fact, all year long, they've got just 1 touchdown, and that came on the final play of the first half in the opener against Leo. Luers lost last year to Southside 14-13. Will they be able to get revenge? I think so. Luers goes to Southside and claims a 20-12 victory.
The simplest way to put it, I have problems.
The Northrop Bruins are clearly the surprise team in the Summit Athletic Conference, racing out to a 3-0 start and 1-0 in conference play. Now they go out to Homestead, where it's a couple of 6A programs hooking up. Will Northrop have success picking on somebody their own size? Homestead's Logan Frieden has stepped up in the last couple of games with 316 yards passing against Southside. Carter Kennedy was the recipient. He had 173 receiving yards with 6 catches. Spartans won this game 40-0 last year, but David Callison was out with an injury. Will it make a difference? I don't think so. I've got Homestead winning it at home, handing the Bruins their first loss, 37-28.
You are one pathetic loser.
Been a tough start for the Wayne Generals. After they fell behind 46-0 to Bishop Dwenger, they played a running clock in the second half. Now the Snyder Panthers, who couldn't find the end zone against Bishop Luers, but was able to get 3 field goals from Montung in defeating the Knights 9-0. I think Snyder finds the end zone this time. They'll win it over Wayne 34-7.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
In the NE8, Norwell fought hard last week against the Leo Lions, but too much Nate Foster. 245 yards rushing for the Lions, and it was too much for the Knights to overcome as Leo won 35-7. Somebody gets their first win when Norwell hosts Belmont, and I think Norwell keeps the streak alive. Unfortunately for the Braves, they'll fall 41-0.
You don't know squat, you stupid idiot!
If there was a power ranking this week, I'd have to have East Noble right near the top, probably the top team. Last week, the Huntington North Vikings ran into the Knights and fell 39-0. This week, Columbia City is at Huntington North. Will it be much of the same after Columbia City put up 61 against Belmont last week? Columbia City is averaging 41 points per game, and I don't think Huntington North can slow them down enough. Columbia City defeats the Vikings 32-14.
You're pretty good.
Speaking of East Noble, they'll take the short trip over to DeKalb. This one has plenty of intrigue after DeKalb rolled over New Haven last week, and they take a 2-game winning streak into Friday's home game. Barons coach Ryan Robertson was on the East Noble staff last year, but that won't be enough. East Noble will roll over the Barons 34-7.
Look at this idiot. One ball and no brains.
It's all purple at Leo Friday night as New Haven visits the Leo Lions. Leo looking to roar for a 4th consecutive week, coming in with a 3-0 record. Did I mention Nate Foster rushed for 245 yards last week and had 4 touchdowns? Yeah, don't peek ahead, Leo. I know you've got East Noble coming up next week. Take care of business, and you'll beat the New Haven Bulldogs 35-14.
You know, I didn't think this could get any worse, but haha, it has.
In the Allen County Athletic Conference, Adams Central seems to be improving week after week. Now they take the road trip to Jay County, who fell last week to Southern Wells. I've got to give Adams Central a 33-6 win.
That boy ain't right.
What a game Bluffton had a week ago against South Adams. The Starfires fought to the finish before falling 44-41. Now Bluffton is at Woodland, another ACAC battle. This one won't be that close. Bluffton gets the victory over the Warriors 27-13.
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
No!
This could be one heck of a football game in Bern, as South Adams welcomes the Heritage Patriots. They do have one common foe already this year. It's Belmont. Based on the results, it looks like it would favor South Adams. The Starfires were fighters against Bluffton last week, falling short, and I've taken notice. Grant Mosher, don't let me down. I'm taking South Adams to get the win over Heritage, 28-26.
Try an association, like, let's say the average person uses 10% of their brain. How much do you use? 1.5%.
Finally, in the Northeast Corner Conference, the Angola Hornets will be at West Noble. West Noble had a disappointing loss to Eastside a week ago. Now it's time for a bounce back. They get back home, and they get in the victory column. West Noble's averaged 31 points per game, and Angola's only allowing 9. Do I believe in the West Noble offense or the Angola defense? Chargers win it 27-21.
Is he all there, like, mentally?
I think so. He's just an odd guy.
Fresh off that impressive win over West Noble last week, Eastside takes the short road trip to Cherubusco. I will go with the Blazers 33-14.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid? Why?
And the Garrett Railroaders will take the road trip to Lakeland. Well, if you've got Ryan Eaton in the crowd cheering for you, you can't lose. Let's go with the Lakers to defeat the Railroaders 26-19.
Why don't you stop talking for a while?
Maybe sit the next couple plays out.
And those are your high school football picks of the week.
Well, Lottie frickin'